All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house shall blessing your day. By His mercies, we are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall body, and two, we're naturally alive, man. And I want to get into this, man, because honestly, man, it's kind of like, actually, also my mom yesterday, my mother, and we was kind of going into this, man, about how she was just like, kind of what we was talking about the other day, and that real we share where, when it talks about like we all gonna have to stand before the judgment seat before Yahushua, man, for Christ. And actually, we talked about this yesterday. And she said, listen, I'm trying to be mindful of everything I do because I'm gonna have to give account for that, man. And that's really what that Ecclesiastes is going into. Like, better is the end of a thing than like, that, man, honestly. Like, because that's why, like, it says the man's day of death is more important than the day of his birth, honestly. But shoot, even in this walk, man, with walking with the Most High Yahushua, once we reach this level of spiritual maturity, man, like, waking up to the gospel, to witness the testimony, the new covenant things in that nature, we gotta be birthed and die. We gotta kill off the old man and be born of the word, honestly. So let's get to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10. And it reads, and it says, for we all must appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive the things done in the body according to what he has done, whether it be good or bad. Yeah, exactly. So being in his body, especially being in this. That's why, like, Peter says his judgment will start at his house first. Not only, not only what you call his people first, of course, but of like the house of Israel, but the house within the house of believers, like the ones in the knowledge of in the faith, man. So that just is what it is right there, man. So let's get this Ecclesiastes real quick, 7. And we're going to look at this in a multitude of fashions. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8. It says, the end of a thing is better than its beginning. Exactly, man. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Yeah, that's why James says he resists the proud. So see, and also too, the Most High Yahushua tells the end from the beginning, man. But so what's this end right here? What's a part of this end? Because I was looking at Ecclesiastes 28 yesterday. So yeah, let's get Ecclesiastes 28, 28. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter, 28 verse 6. It says, remember thy end and let the enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, not abide in the commandments. Exactly, man. So, and that's just is what it is. Verse 7, remember the commandments and bear no malice in thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorances. Yeah, because most of that's being in his image, because the Most High House winks at ignorances. That's why we got to forgive and love each other, man. Get that maliciousness, evil eye out of us, man. Purge that out. But also, man, the end is like, like this, man. Whatever we do, man, we got to remember the end of it, man. Like, because there's, like you said, we're going to have to get account of whatever we do. And that's what me and my mom was talking about yesterday. My mom and I should say. Ecclesiastes also knows Sirach chapter 7, verse 36. And it says, whatsoever thou takest in thy hand, remember at the end, that thou shalt never do amiss. Exactly, man. And that's the thing, too, man, because honestly, like I was that show of BMF, right? It goes into how BMF, right? It was this episode, I think in the first season, where the mom says, like, she talks to Big Meech, or like, played by a son. She says, son, like, remember what we do, everything that we do in life, like, it doesn't affect us on this side, but the next life as well, man. And that's real talk, So that's the thing. So that's why it says better the end of a thing than the beginning, man. And the Most High tells us the end from the beginning, man. But so let's grab but here's the end of the thing too. When this is the end of the thing too. This is here's it as far as gospel and testimony and the witness wise, man. Here's the end of a thing that's better than its beginning. John chapter 17, verse 4, it says, I have glorified you on earth. I have finished the work which you have given me to do. So see that Yahushua fulfilled the book. He fulfilled it, like, and that's the better ending of the thing than its beginning, man. Because, like, just like, with the law and the testimony, man, like, now it's the end of sin and death, honestly. Like, now through Yahushua, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So, that's the end to end to that. But now it's Yahushua. Now it's the grace and truth, honestly. Now I don't want to say it's the end of the law, because no, but that's now through Yahushua, man. It's something greater now, honestly. So that's something else for another time. But yeah, man, that's the end of the day, man. You see here, Yahushua said, I finished your work. And that's what Paul even says, man. He quotes in 2 Timothy, I forget where, all the time of my head, but man, the end of a thing, man, is like, what you call them, that's the end, like, finishing the work that, the Most High Yahushua has us to do. Pretty much, man, fighting the good fight. Yeah, pretty much fighting the good fight, honestly, man. That's just is what it is, man. I remember years ago, like, what was it, 11 years ago, man? I don't think they use it anymore. The Cowboys, they had it's a good slogan, though, but it's funny because they don't like Dallas, of course, but they had a slogan for the playoffs going into that 2014 season, or that season, 2014-2015 season, when they had a slogan called "Finish the Fight," man. But that's how we got to be in this walk, man. Got to finish the fight. So, fight of good faith, man. So, yeah, man, that's the end of the good thing. And also, too, when it says patience is better than the proud, man, because patience, that's an all byproduct of the fruit of the Spirit, man. That fruit of the Spirit is byproduct of the tree of life, man. But the proud is what? Being prideful, man. That's an abomination, man. So, like, that's is what it is, man. So let's read this Ecclesiastes again. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 8, it says, the end of a thing is better than its beginning. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So see that the patient is byproduct, what? The fruits of the spirit, man. Like, and that's like, a byproduct of, temperance, patience, man. But the proud, but it says it's better than the proud in spirit. And pride is what? Abomination, man. So that's is what it is, man. So, yeah, man. So hopefully this is edifying, man. So much love to your brothers and sisters. So, peace.